Hey loves, you're welcome to another interesting tutorial. My name is Mercy. So in today's class we'll be learning how to cut and sew this beautiful shift dress. It's kind of a free dress with a stylish keyhole at the upper chest line, with this ruffle sleeve hand that you are seeing over there, and the gather at the down part. So if this is what you are interested in, just keep on watching, okay? So guys, this is the material that I'll be using to make it, and it's 2.5 yards of crepe. And this is my ruler, my French curve, my scissors, chalk, tape, and as well my elastic band. Okay, I will start by folding my fabric into two to cut the front. As you can see, it's on fold. Okay, it's on fold. And remember, this type of dress is a dress that has a gather at the down part, and I am going to minus 10 inches from the full length of the dress for me to be able to use it to gather the down part. And the measurement I'll be making use of is the shoulder measurement, the bust and hip, and the full length of the dress, as well as the sleeve length. Okay, so if you want to make this type of dress, you are going to add 6 inches to every of your measurements. Like if your bust is 36, you add 6 inches, so divide it by 4. Whatever it gives to you, you add it there. So if you're a plus size, you can as well use 8 inches. You can add 8 inches to it. So I will start by marking out my vertical measurement. That is my starting point over there with my ruler. So I'll use my chalk to mark it out, as you can see. Okay, so that place will be my starting point. Yes, it will be my baseline. So from there I will place to get my shoulder. My shoulder is 8 plus 1 inch seam allowance, it will be 9 inches, and I will mark it out. So I'll place my tape from the shoulder to mark my bust point, which is 10 inches. From there I am going to get my hip line, which is 25 inches. So the full length of this dress is 38 inches. So I will be minusing 10 inches for the gathering down part of the dress. It will be remaining 28. So plus 1 inch seam allowance for the joining of the down part, to be 39. So I am going to mark, here is my 28, sorry. That place is my 38 plus 1 inch allowance, making 39. Okay, minus the 10 inches is going to be 29 inches. So I am going to mark 29 inches as the full length of the dress for now. So I will use my ruler to rule it out. As you can see, I'm doing so. So I will rule it out, and this I'm taking it again. This is my bust, my hip line, and everything. Okay, so after getting all the measurement, the next thing for me to do is to mark out the neck width and depth. The width is going to be 3 inches and the depth is going to be 3 inches for the front. That is 3 by 3 inches. So from bust point I will go up by 2 inches to get my chest line, and I'm going to rule it out. Okay, as I'm doing it out. So after ruling it out, I will use my tape to my ruler to connect the straight line of my armhole. All right, to connect my armhole. So from there I'll use my French curve to curve my neck front line out, as I'm doing so, as you can see it. Okay, so from there I am going to insert all the measurements, all the bust measurement, the hip measurement, and everything. So like I said before, you divide your bust into 4 plus 6 inches. You divide it by 4. Whatever it gives to you, you add it. So this person that I'm making this dress is not a plus someone, so I'm going to be using 6 inches to it. So I'm adding 6 inches to every of her measurement, and I've marked it out. So from the armhole I will go down by 1 inches for my shoulder slope, as you can see me doing it. So after that I will divide the remaining armhole by 2. Whatever I have, I will mark it out, and I'm going to go in with 0.5 inches to connect to my armhole curve, as you can see me doing so. Okay, so I've added the bust measurement. The next thing for me to do right now is to add the hip measurements as well. I am going to say it again. if you are a plus size, you can add 8 inches to your measurement. The person I'm making this dress is not a plus size, so I am using 6 inches. I added 6 inches to her measurement, like her hip measurement. Add 6 inches, divide it by 4. Whatever it gives to you, add it to your measurement. So I am bringing down the hip measurement to the length of the dress. So whatever I get to the hip, I will put it down on the hemming part. Okay, so guys, after that, I am going to use my ruler to connect all the lines, the bust to the hip and the down parts. So after connecting it, the next thing for me to do right now is to use my scissors to cut it out and use it to cut the back part. So I am cutting it out right now. I'm going to fold another fabric and place this front one on top of it to cut the the back part. Okay, so I'll be leaving the front neckline for now. So after cutting the back, I will cut the neckline all together. So I'll be placing the front on top of another fabric to cut out the back. But before then, I'll use my pin to hold down the fabric because it's a kind of shifting. So I will make use of my pin to hold it down. Okay. I've pinned it down. So I'm going to place it on another fabric. So guys, I have placed it on another fabric and you can see the back is unfolded. Okay, this place is 1 inch, same allowance. If you want to add your zipper, you can use that 1 inch. And I'm going to be adding a button on the upper side for the back. I'll come back and explain it better. But before then, my back neckline is 1.5 for the depth, 3 inches for the width, and I'm going to connect it. So after connecting it, guys, I am going to cut it out. So this is just all for the back pattern. I'll be cutting it out as you can see me doing so. So when you come to this armhole, this place, yes, you're going to come out with 1/2 inches. Remember, the front armhole and the back armhole is not gonna be the same, so come out with 1/2 inches for the back of the armhole there, yes, and you continue cutting out. So after cutting it, I am going to cut the neck line as well. That is for the back. I am cutting out the back first. After cutting it out, I'm going to separate it from the front. I will separate it from the front, and I will also cut the front neckline. So after that, I will remove all my pins and I will also introduce the back as well. So the center back, I am going to slit it open. That's the center back, the place I added 1 inch. I am going to cut it open because I said earlier I'll be adding a loop, that is 1 button for it. I will still show you how I am going to do that. So I'm going to cut it open, like slit it open all through, like you see me doing so. So after that, what I'm going to do next is to cut out my interfacing. Like I will cut out the interfacing. I'm cutting the front interfacing, and this interfacing, I want the length to reach at the chest line, like it's almost passes the chest line. So, and I love it, and it crosses the armhole side as well. So that is how I want my interfacing to be, because this interfacing is going to help me to work on the stylish keyhole while cutting it. So that is why I'm cutting my interfacing like so. So after placing it, I will cut it out as you can see me doing. I'm cutting out the front, and I will also do the same on the back. So after cutting it out, this is how it looks like. It's looking like this, and it's very beautiful. So coming at the back pattern, I will measure from the center back. I'll measure 5 inches. So I'm going to be turning up from that place with my interfacing 5 inches. I will turn it up, and I'm going to add a loop and a button, one button at that place, and I'm going to stitch the remaining 1 inch straight down. So that is all for the back. Let's come to the front, where the whole thing is all about. So I am going to open up the front pattern. So make sure your front dress is the right side is facing the right side of the interface, and now you place it like so, like you see me doing. I'm placing them right side facing right side. Okay, after placing it very well, use your pin, use your pin to hold it down, okay, to avoid shifting, guys, as you can see me doing. So from this chest and shoulder, from this shoulder line, you determine the place you want your keyhole to be. Is it at the upper, or is it at the front, or the is it on the left or the right? So mine is on the left, and I'm coming out with by 2 inches from my shoulder line. I came out with 2 inches, and the length of the stylish keyhole I'm making is 6.5 inches. You can as well use 8, you can use 7 if you don't want your cleavage to show. So I'm making use of 6.5 inches for my own, and from that place that I came out from the shoulder place 2 inches, I am going to draw a petal like flower, guys. So just draw it gently. So I came out by 2 inches. From that 2 inches, I shift a little with 1/2 inches again. So from that 1/2 inches, I'm going to be drawing my petal. So I call it a petal because it looks like a petal to me. Okay, so guys, you draw it gently, you connect it to the 2 in width. Okay, you can see what I am doing. I'm just using my free hand to draw it out. I didn't use any other thing. So I'm just connecting it to make sure that it gives me that beautiful shape that I want. As you can see, the shape is already coming out, like the petal is already coming out. Look at it, look how beautiful it looks. You can see it looks very beautiful. Okay, so I connect it to the 2 inches I came in, and to the 1/2 inches that I went out again. So the next thing you are going to do is to stitch your neckline and stitch the petal, pin it down. You stitch that place that you use your chalk to mark to draw the petal, stitch it like so all through before cutting it open. But you first of all stitch your neckline. Okay, after that I am going to come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so before that, guys, I'm going to be cutting out the 10 inches that I needed for my down pass. We still remember. So before cutting it, I'm going to be cutting out my sleeve length. So the sleeve length I'm working with is 17. So I am tansing it, that is, I will tanse it by 2, like your 17 by length. You add extra 17 because we'll be using elastic for this. So while you are sewing it, it will be pulling up. It will no longer be that 17 inches. Okay, so if the length of your sleeve is 10, make it 20. Okay, after stitching it with elastic, it come back to normal length. All right, so guys, I've marked out my sleeve, and this type of sleeve is going to be a free sleeve, and I'm going to pleat it at the shoulder level and also gather it at the round sleeve level. So no need for me to take the actual sleeve measurement, like the round sleeve measurement. Okay, so I'm going to pleat it on the shoulder level and also gather it at the round sleeve area as well. So I am cutting my sleeve. Okay, so the length of my sleeve here is 32 inches. guys, 32 inches. So after using the elastic, it will come back to that 17 inches, because the elastic we kind of make it ruffle, pull it together. Okay, so I'm going to be adding that elastic at this center armhole area, this center area, the center of the sleeve. So while sewing it, it will be gathering like so. Okay, so this is all for the sleeve. I'm going to place it and cut the remaining other sleeve. So guys, I have turned it up, the back pattern. You can see my loop there. I'm going to apply my button over there as well. I've used my interfacing to turn it down, and you can see I've stitched it down. So that is all for the back. So coming to the front part, you can see I have stitched the petal, that is the keyhole area. I have stitched it all round. Okay, so here is what you are going to do, how you are going to do it. So you can like gently cut it open. Okay, cut it open, you cut it round. After sewing it, you cut it open, begin to cut it gently, leaving about 0.3 inches for it. Okay, after that you notch it a little. So this is what we cut out, and it's of no use. So I've cut it open. If you watch closely, that shoulder area is open right now, and I'm going to flip it off for us to see what it looks like. So this is how it looks like. You can see our keyhole is already formed. You can see it. So I am going to join the shoulder. I will join the shoulder all together, and as well join the back of the shoulder and the front all together, the way we normally join our shoulder. Then the armhole, the keyhole area, you are going to put the front at the center of the back and flip it and close it and sew it all through. So I'm going to add my sleeve and run down the stitch of the measurement. So this is how you are going to fix the shoulder. You stitch your shoulder like the way you normally do it. After that, I'll fix my sleeve and take down my measurements. Okay, like I said before, I am still showing you how you are going to do the ruffle part. From your sleeve upper part, you come down by 1 inch for the same allowance. You leave it, then you make use of this little elastic. It's not even up to ½ inches. So you place it on the center of your sleeve and begin to sew. While sewing it, you draw it, and while you are drawing it, it will be gathering. Make sure you hem the down part, because we'll be inserting this elastic at the down part as well. Okay, for the sleeve, round sleeve, we'll be inserting the elastic on it. All right, so guys, I'll be cutting the remaining half dress, like the gather part, the down part. So I've cut out 10 inches plus 2 inches for the hemming part. So I will use this to gather it, the down part. So guys, this is how our sleeve is looking like. You can see the ruffle area that I gather with the elastic. Look at the inside, see the elastic. Okay, and the round sleeve is also having elastic gather to it. You can see how beautiful the ruffle sleeve is looking, and this is our stylish keyhole. I will give it a hot press and it's going to look more beautiful. Okay, so coming to the down part, you will measure the round circumference of your down part of your gown and measure out whatever it gives to you. Like mine is 50, so I cut out like ×2 of it, that is 100. Okay, but the length is going to be 10 inches, adding 2 inches same allowance for it. So I hem the upper part and gather it. You can as well take it to your weaving machine and baby lock it. Okay, so it will be looking like this after gathering, and I'm going to place it on the hem part of the dress and stitch it all round. So and stitch it all round. After stitching, I'll be showing you the final result, guys. So this is the end of this tutorial. You are going to see the final result. If you love what I teach what you see. Please like and share, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe, and thank you very much for watching, guys.